Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In 2018, in the middle of the Golan Heights, a stranger stopped his car and offered myself and my partner a tour for free. No booking, no business card, just stories, kindness, and human connection. Years later, that stranger, who is now in this interview, is now a professional guide. So I'm very glad to talk to him after all these years. His name is Yaniv Safrai. We will go beyond the lies and headlines on Israel to talk it from a day-to-day life and close contact point of view. So if you're interested in that, stay around. Please subscribe, like, share, and if you want to join the conversation, the chat box is open for us to go beyond the news cycle. Yaniv, I'm very thrilled to have you here after all these years.
Yeah, me too. It was a great, big surprise to hear from you again after something like 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
I was just at the end when I just got the license to become a tour guide, and that trip which I took you in my car was I just wanted to tour the Golan Heights to learn, to read, to memorize the places, and you were just there, so we both earned it.
We did indeed, yeah. So when you look back at that moment in the Golan Heights in 2018, and you became a guide since then, how much life has changed for you and for Israel?
Wow, it's almost 180% of change. I cannot say that it's a whole different Israel now, but it's much less naive, I think. We had a very tough time here during the war. We had a year and a half of living under missiles and attacks in the north of Israel. All families. My kibbutz wasn't evacuated, so we lived there during the war, and a very tough time.
Yeah, I can imagine things have changed quite a lot. And it's very interesting what you just said, that Israel is not the same naive. So you think some people just woke up, after what happened on October 7th?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone, I think that there isn't even one single person that it didn't had any influence on him after October 7th. I think that all of us had a great change in various ways.
Yeah. Of course, I mean it's a small community. I mean, I think you guys are like 10, 12 million. So if you don't know a person in the October 7th, you might know someone who was in the festival or someone who had a relative. So it's impossible not to be related to the events. Yeah. So let's go back now to your guide journey. How much of that is related to your Jewish and Israeli identity?
I think the main reason to become a tour guide, comes from my Israeli veins. I think that the Jewish, I would say the Jewish nationality is run through my veins. My ancestors, I'm seventh generation in Israel. So my ancestor established it before they even thought there would be a country called Israel. They came, they ran away from the pogroms in southern Russia, and they established a colony near the Jordan River. So from the 19th century, I got the stories of my ancestors to influence me.
Yeah, I think there is plenty to be said when it comes to that. It's 7 generations, loads of facts, events. So yeah, I think there's no shortage of aspects that you can share with your clients when you are touring them around. And also, I'd say for the people out there who believe that the Israelis just got into that piece of land in 1948, you guys are there for quite some time.
Yeah, we've been there. Just a minute, sorry. I had to close the door.
No problem.
My family been here since the early years of the 19th century. I think that it's not a thing. It's a fact that during all those 3,000 years, Jewish were living in Israel under any kind of circumstances. So there was always more than one Jewish person in the land of Israel. But in the 19th century, they started to become waves of immigrants, of Jewish immigrants to establish settlements and colonies around Israel, and eventually to establish the country. So the country that was established in 1948 have a lot of history in the modern time. We are not talking about the obvious history of the ancient time. We're talking in the modern time. Since the 19th century, there are waves of immigrants that come here to establish a state.
Yeah. I think people need to be told about those things, because what the media presents that Israelis just came there in 1948 and then they took over a whole piece of land that was part of the Palestinians, when there was not even Palestine until the 70s.
There wasn't. Let's talk facts, okay? The first time that the word Palestine came into the world was in the Roman period, after 136, where the Romans won the rebellion, the great Jewish rebellion called the Bar Kokhba rebellion, and they punished the Jewish by changing the name of this province from Judea, which means the Jewish land, to Palestina. Province Palestina was named after the Philistine. The ancient Philistine wasn't even from this area. They came from Greece islands. And so this was the first time it's called Palestine or Palestina. And the Arabs, after the conquest of the Arabs in 635, when they first conquered all this Mediterranean area, they called it Jund Palestina, Jund Palestina. So and they even cannot pronounce the P, because in Arabic there are no P, so they call it Palestine because they cannot pronounce P. Okay, so it's a kind of and this name was stayed for a long time, for a long period of time. And in the 19th century, the British start to try with the French to manage this area. After the World War One, the British conquered all this area with the French, and they draw the borders, which now we are arguing about. So those borders are not the ancient borders of Israeli land. It's the borders that established in 1925 between the British and the French. Okay, so
That's quite ironic, That's
yeah,
quite
it's
ironic.
very ironic. And when I guide the people that I'm taking to a tours, I'm I bring proofs with documents and with photos, and I even let them see in the area, in the land. You can see the big barrels, bluebird that was the late borders. Now we call between Israel and Lebanon.
So people like in Britain, France, in many parts of Europe, and also, I would say in North America, especially in the States and for the most part of Canada, they are told a lot of lies, and they are really brainwashed by the media, by the universities, by the big institutions. How do they react when you show them facts? Do they question you? Or they start to think in a different direction?
Um, you cannot change a person's opinion in one story. So, but you can plant the seed,
Yes.
and after it, I think he will criticize the news which he see on the TV with more kind of questioning. He will
Yes.
he will make questions about it because it's not a fact. Every media has its own sponsor. So the net is working according to the sponsor's ideas.
Yes.
So if you have a sponsor that like Israel, this will be all this net. Like I can't tell right now. I can't remember. But if you have someone who is against Israel, they will make news against Israel.
Yeah, which is the case these days, especially as we know, most of them are in the Qatari paycheck, so they
Yeah.
cannot say good things about Israel.
You can test it with one little test. How many of the UN resolutions since 1948 was on tiny Israel land? Okay, according
Yes,
to the other issues that there are in the world. Nobody talks about Africa. Nobody talks about
North
the way.
Korea, for instance.
Yeah, South Korea, and then North Korea. Sorry,
Yes,
nobody talks about it. Everyone talks only about Israel. What happening there? What happened in Yemen, which they killed people every single day? No one talks about it. Just Israel. Israel is the only land that there are in the UN resolutions.
yeah, yes, absolutely disgraceful. And if it's not anti-Semitism, why do they target Jews in the diaspora? Jews in the diaspora have nothing to do. I mean, they have relations to Israel, but why do they target Jews in Australia, in America, in Europe? Like, there shouldn't be
You
the
know,
case because we are taught to separate nationalities from the state. Like, for instance, when it
yeah,
comes to Russia, they say
exactly.
one thing is Russian people, another thing is Putin. Fair enough. Why not the same with the Jews? No.
There's another thing also.
Mm.
You're right, but there is another thing also that um, they only like the Jews when they cannot defend themselves.
Yes.
Okay, when the Jews defend themselves, this is the main purpose of Israel land, Israel country, so
Mm.
that Jewish people will be able to defend themselves, and nobody likes that. I'm not
No, but
saying that we are all the time pure and we are. I don't know how you call it, but it's not like you see on the TV. We have arguments in Israel, but if you will come to Israel, you will see a variety of cultures that work together. You can see, after 1948, after 1948, it was the first time in the world history when Jewish Christians and Muslims could pray together in Jerusalem. It's the first time ever. Not at the time of the Crusaders, not at the time of the Muslims, not any time, not at the time of the Romans, of the Byzants, okay? The only time where people can pray together from all three religions, it's that time when after Israel was established.
Yeah, and that's still the case. If you go now to Jerusalem, that is happening all the time in the apartheid state, So if it would be an apartheid, that wouldn't be the case at all.
Ethnic cleansing, I like this idea. Ethnic cleansing, it's the only ethnic cleansing in the history where the population that are being cleansed is growing up. Okay. This is the only case in history that it happens.
Yeah, it's not like, even if, let's say, if Israel would have the intent of committing a genocide, it wouldn't, they're not doing very well. As you said, the numbers are just growing. But Safrai, these people, they don't know mathematics, they don't know history, they don't know geography, they don't know how to read. They don't know how
to. Want to know. They even, I can bet that they even don't know which river and to which sea.
Of course.
Okay, they're talking from the river to the sea. Okay, they are saying that this is a slogan, from the river to the sea. Which river? They don't know. Which sea? They don't know. Okay.
I would say they don't even know the difference between a river and the sea. So, so it's that bad. They're even not aware of what is geology. But let me go back to your guide experience. Remember the first time you decided that guiding people through Israel could be more than just showing places and also telling stories?
I will tell you, I was for 30 years, I was a public bus driver. This was my career when you met me. I was a public bus driver, and I wanted to walk side by side a part-time job as a tour guide. And why is that? Because when I started to drive the bus, I drove with tourists and schools trips, and the driver is driving, and next to him stand the tour guide and tell stories and tell the people, look there and look there and look there and look there. And I told myself, I can do this. I can do this. I don't know if better or worse, but I can do this, and I'm going to like it. And eventually in 2014, I started the course of the license to be a tour guide, a licensed tour guide.
And you started that year when we met in 2018?
Yeah. It was the very first time that you were my first traveler.
That's history. That stays for the rest of both of our lives. I was the first. No one can take that one away. Yeah. In terms of tourism, by the way, I think you guys have been struggling a bit because after that there was COVID. Now there is the war. So how is the tourism industry in Israel recovering from these two
Since the COVID, there is a decrease of tourism in Israel. Now it starts to raise. Now on these days it starts to raise. If you can see the building, you can see the building behind me.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's a photo of a very special place in the Golan Heights. It was a ruined synagogue since the 5th century in the Golan Heights. They found something like 30 synagogues around all the Golan Heights, like this. And this was a pile of stones. But a person called Joshua, he before there was like the small cameras that flies above the area, He
Yeah.
brought a crane, a huge crane, and made pictures, dozens of pictures of this pile of stones, and all those pictures went to the computer, and the computer built it up like a giant puzzle. And now you can see it standing, and people are going there. This is a synagogue from the 5th century.
Wow.
It's fabulous. This is the most excited, for me, site that I can be in. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
see the small, you can see this building. You can see it.
Yeah.
I'm pointing with the arrow of the computer. It's not a building. This is Aron Kodesh. You know what it's? It's
No.
a closet that you put the Torah books in it.
Mm.
So people stood there, something like 15,000 years ago, and prayed through Jerusalem. This is the straight line to Jerusalem from the
Wow.
Golan Heights.
That's incredible. Yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
where is it? Where exactly in Israel is
It's
this?
behind Natur. Natur, it's a small village on the Golan Heights in the southern part of the Golan.
Mm.
There are several sites like this, but no one is as fabulous as this one. And I'm taking groups over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see
I'm,
that the Jewish been there all the time. And there are sites like this on the Golan Heights, in the Galil, in Jerusalem, in the desert of Judea desert. There are synagogues like this from the Byzantine time and even after it.
yeah, that's something to discover. Let me try to put myself in a tourist shoes. So, when you encounter those tourists in Israel, what is their main expectation? Like, what do they think that they're going to see in Israel when they are there for a week
There,
or two? Like,
there are several kind of tourists. There are the tourist that comes from religion purpose, and they want to touch the stories. They want to touch the places which Jews praise on the ancient time. They want to touch the places which Jesus and his gospels walked on. They want to see and touch and feel and smell the same air that our ancient ancestors did. And there are a different kind of tourists that come here just to see the life in Israel, how people living in Israel. I want to tell you a story, if you let me, of a group which I guided something like, I think, 5 or 6 years ago. A group of mothers and children. They came here to tour the land, and they were Christians from Poland. So naturally, I took them to Christian sites. But after it, they asked me very quietly, I want to see more. I want to see where it all started. So I took them to the city of David in Jerusalem. And we went to a tunnel with water, which King Hezekiah dig around the 7th century BC. And we walked through this tunnel, and this tunnel is very dark. And the little one was 5 years old. He touched me, so I took him on my arm, and we walked together. And suddenly, those kids started singing in this darkness. It felt like angels tapping on my face. It was fabulous. And after we went out, this child, who was 5 years old, didn't want to go to his mother. He wanted to stay on my arms.
Wow.
Okay, so sometimes you guide with no words.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
just let the
With
tourist,
energy.
yeah, you just let the tourist feel the earth, feel the air, and it's
Mm.
fabulous. It's the best job ever.
Yeah, I can see how satisfied you are. Like
Yeah,
you are really comfortable in your skin, and that's what we all want, from our own lives. But let me stay in my tourist fake shoes here. So, in terms of discover, is there anything that people come across that is, let's say, a huge surprise, and then they share with you and say, "I'll never expect Israel to be this."
yeah. When I take them to Tel Aviv or take them to
Mm.
Jerusalem to see the nightlife, okay? And wow, there are no camels here? No, there aren't. We're living in the 21st century. There are no camels here. It's a country of of Wi-Fi. It's a country of a lot of
High tech.
a lot of high tech, a lot of inventions, much more car than I wanted it to have. It's a very modern car, and people get surprised by it.
Yes, yeah, but I can tell you, like, um, last time I was in Israel was June, okay, but before that, I think it was 2019. Yeah,
Okay.
2019. So a lot of years have passed, and the country changed a lot. But no wonder, because 6 years have passed. But before that, I was going to Israel maybe every year, every second year, for a period. And every
Uh-huh.
time I go to Israel, so many new things. So there was plenty of buildings, plenty of construction, as you say, innovation, development. It never ever felt stuck. And we all know that you guys are facing a lot of hostility. It's not that you guys can focus on your own affairs because you need to deal with the surroundings. But no, you keep going. I think there is something remarkable about the Israeli resilience that we all need to learn from here in Europe and in North America.
I think that in Israel we have a lot of people with ADHD. Okay,
Yeah.
we just cannot rest. We just have no patience. We have no time. And after the October 7th, I got this feeling of have no time. I have no time to spend.
Mm.
Okay. And I think that living in a danger zone bring you to that you have no time to spend. So you have to move on, always move forward, never stop. This is what I think the secret of the Israeli people.
Yeah, yeah,
One of the
absolutely.
one of the
Yeah, absolutely.
secrets. Yeah.
No, because if you are under pressure and you know that things can go wrong anytime,
Yep.
you just need to focus on what you are doing, make the most of it, be prepared to respond in case things are not going in the direction you desire. So you need to be prepared for basically anything, because there's so much uncertainty that you need to be at your best, that they cannot just wipe you out. So that's remarkable. I think Europe can learn a lot from Israel. Like I think there's so much that you guys. Of course, there are aspects
Yeah.
of Israel that can be also be questioned or criticized, like in every society. Especially,
Yeah.
let's be honest. Let's not just make everything pinkish here. Of course, there are good and bad in everything. But when it comes to being brave, to have courage, to know what you want, to face your enemies in the eye, to understand that the clock is ticking and you need to make the most of your life, and at the same time help your neighbors, your communities, your family members, your friends, be available. I think you
Yeah.
guys are very good, for instance, at being available, because every time I'm in Israel, if I need something, people will take the time to help me.
Yeah. Definitely. I will tell you one story. During the war, I told you we weren't evacuated for the northern border. So during the war, we had a lot of kids living in this kibbutz because they have nowhere to go. So under the missiles and the attack, our kibbutz established an underground school with parents who volunteer teaching the children math, history, English, science. Okay?
Wow.
It was underground in the shelters school for the kids of this kibbutz. The elder of this kibbutz uh, didn't let us to stop their cultural life. They wanted us to bring them lectures and time to spend with things to do, small thing that elder persons can do. So this is something that you can find, I think, mostly in Israel.
Yes.
We have to
Yes.
fill the time. We can't waste any time.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You can feel that the moment you get in Israel, you can feel that people are rushing, but not, let's say, in a bad sense. They are just trying to get their things done because time is not here. We are not here forever, so we need to
Yeah.
make the most of what we are doing. And sometimes, yeah, even being patient. Like I know that there is a sense of urgency in Israel that you don't experience in Europe, and I like that. I like that. Even when I can even feel it. I'm going to tell a story as well. I can even feel. Sometimes I'd say I'm just ordering a slice of pizza in a takeaway place. Okay,
Uh-huh.
at the moment I'm paying, okay, I'm not done with my pizza. The person behind me is already ordering the pizza, and I didn't finish, paying for my slice of pizza, and it's fine. Can you wait 20 seconds? Your pizza is not going away. Yeah. This
You
is
can
insane,
you
right?
can do them both.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Like here where I live in Ireland, let's say they always give you a distance between you and the customer. There's this thing of once you are done, it's my turn. It's politeness. It's not a bad thing either. I understand. No
Yeah, it's
problem with
basic.
that. It's basic. But in Israel, no. Let's say I go to the counter. Can I get a slice of I don't know 4 cheese pizza? Fine. Okay. The worker gives me the pizza. I'm giving, I don't know, 10 shekels, and the change is not even in my hand, and the person is already ordering his pizza. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
But there's a reason for that.
I'm now a student.
Mm,
I'm studying to tour guides abroad.
mm.
In a few months, I'm going to take groups to see Greece and Europe, all this stuff.
Well
Anyway,
done.
so I'm studying in a school, and they have this cafeteria.
Mm.
So I moved. I entered this cafeteria, and the person who was behind the desk with the coffee, preparing the coffee, was nearby. He was tidying his shoe or something, and I just said, quietly, "Wow, I'd like a coffee now." He
Mm.
said, "In a minute, I will go there and I bring it to you." So he went there, and there was a person who stayed on the line. She didn't understood where did I came from, and suddenly he gives me a coffee before her. So I felt
One
very
in Israel. One in
what?
Israel. I can tell you. I can tell you another one. Last time when I was in Jerusalem in June, this was already during the war with Iran. So there was only like one place where I could go and get a sandwich. The rest, as you know, was shut down. So I crossed the road, entered that sandwich place, and place was relatively busy because there was not many other places where you could
Uh-huh.
get food. And I said, "Can I get a corned beef sandwich?" And the guy said, "You can, but it will take more than 10 minutes. I said, that's fine. What else can I do? Like that I won't be, on a rush. That's fine. But because everything happened so quick in Israel that he had to tell me it's 10 minutes. Here, 10 minutes is normal.
Yeah.
They just don't tell you. Yeah, thank you. You can go and wait. I love that. I love that. Actually, it's not about once you connect with go on.
Yeah, and this is what tourists had to see to understand that we are a normal life lovers persons, and we have no time to spend on rubbish. That's it.
Yeah,
we have no time to spend on rubbish.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's again another good lesson for us here. What is the thing that talking about the downside? What is the thing that disappoints people the most in Israel? There's something that doesn't meet their expectations. Did you hear some like, oh, this is not exactly what I was thinking of, and I'm disappointed? Because I'm sure this also
tourists
happens.
About Israel. You are talking about tourists that get disappointed from Israel.
I wouldn't say in general, but is there anything that sometimes doesn't meet the expectations?
Yeah, I think that the main things that disappointed tourists in Israel, it's this treatment which you just say that you are loved. This lack of patience. I think this is the most questionable things that tourists don't understand.
Yes, it's not for everyone. I agree. I know a few people who will struggle with that because they want to take their time. They don't want to be put under pressure. But what I always tell people is, look, I understand that it's not your piece of cake. That's fine. We are all different. But as long as people are not doing that only with you, it's not personal. It's just how they operate. That's fine. Like people here in Ireland, they drink a lot.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that. They don't like to go to a bar and everyone is drunk. Fine. But they're not doing that to annoy you. They are just loud because they are drunk, and they will do that every Friday, Saturday night, or even during the week. So that's fine. Once you understand it's not about you, it's the culture, like you need to accept and adapt, just be realistic.
And our culture in Israel, this is what I'm telling the tourists all the time, our culture is a mixed culture. Because we have a variety of cultures. Because people came to Israel from Europe. They came to Israel from Arab nations. They came to Israel from Africa. They came to Israel from United States. They came to Israel from Australia, from all over the globus, all over the globe. Okay, they came to Israel, and everyone has his own culture. When they brought, this is a funny story. In the early 90s, we had an immigration of the Jewish from Ethiopia, and one of the pilots was American. So he told the Israeli pilot that you are the Israeli, you are the only nation that brings back black people not to be slaves or not to work, just to be brothers.
Yeah.
And there is way we have to move on, okay? Because nobody's perfect. But you can see that my children, one is 29 years old and one is 27 years old, and I have another children which she is 18 years old, and they have a variety of friends. One from Ethiopia, one from Morocco, one from United States, one from England, one from France. They don't ask questions. This is you, and this is how I accept you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
So
normal, no? It's just normal, and
it's
there's no
not,
need to
this is
tell
how
people,
it should
"Oh, you
be.
need to respect because she's black or this guy is Russian." No, they are just people. No, there's
Yeah.
no secret about it. We are all human beings. Sometimes we are on a good day, sometimes we are on a bad day. We are just humans, and that's it. And I think people out there who think that Israel is a white patriarchy or oppressed nation,
This
they
is
should go and
stupid.
see it with their own eyes. It's stupid, no? Yeah.
This is stupid. Just move on to the airport of Israel, to the entrance of Israel. You will see the variety of races. You wouldn't believe it.
Yes.
I have friends that they are Muslims, Arabs. I have friends that they are Christians, Arabs. I have friends that they are Christian, not Arabs. Okay, Christian from Europe. I have friends. Naturally, I have Jewish friends. I don't ask questions. I don't care if you are Jewish, Christian, Muslims, Buddhist. I don't care about it. As long as you are a good person, it's fine by me.
Yeah, that's what matters. Yeah, we have a viewer here who is asking us about the Druze community and
Yeah,
Swaida
brothers.
in Syria. We had a Druze leader here a few months back. You're more than welcome to watch it, Joe's. What do you make of the Druze community? I know they were under a lot of stress in Syria, not that far from you. What's their situation now?
Now the Syrian government stop chasing them. Now there are several troops that enters and protecting them. And now we brought over there some, I think, ambulance I read on the newspaper, and we're just taking care of them because the Druze are our brothers. That's it. In the 19th century, there was a traveler from the British government, from the kingdom, the Victoria Queen, the Queen Victoria. She sent a traveler to explore the land of Israel. And he read over there, his name was Lawrence Oliphant. This was his name. And he wrote over there that the population of Druze, and they are brothers to the Jewish population. And there wasn't even a Jewish state back there. The Druze
That's
and
very
the
telling.
Jewish were always together.
Yeah, and now they even go to the military. And it's not mandatory, as far as I know, from the Jewish community, but many are interested in defending Israel because they know that Israel did a lot for the Druzes. For the viewer, I'm going to put here the link for my interview with the Druze leader, if he's interested. And there's another comment here from him. Maybe we can address. I know Israel wants to impose a humanitarian corridor to Swaida and for connection between Golan Heights and Swaida. How did that turn out?
It's starting slowly because we have diplomatic issues, and I don't know a lot of it. But when I speak to Druze friends, they tell me that it's happening slowly, real slowly, because Syria, it's a sovereign country, so we can't do whatever we like over there. But it's happening, and hopefully we will have an agreement that will let us keep them alive and well.
Would you foresee Syria joining the Abraham Accords at any point?
Let's hope that it's going to happen. I'm no prophet, okay? The Mediterranean is a place with surprises everywhere.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope that it will happen. I really like to move to the Syrian Damascus famous market to be there. Okay, but I'm not sure that it's going to happen in the next few years. But you can tell. You cannot tell.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you never know. Like even before the Abraham Accords, you wouldn't imagine that some of those countries now would be allies with Israel, at least when it comes to economy and business. And because I think they understand, like the countries that want to go in the good direction, like the UAE, Bahrain, they know that the only way is to get along with Israel because they need Israel high tech. Otherwise, they will get stuck in the dark ages, like Iran. So
exactly, and you can see that now they start a rebel in Iran. I don't know if the governor. Now I read on the news that the former king or prince of Iran sending his saying to the people, go out and throw them away. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know.
yeah, it's too interesting.
Full of surprises. Damascus should be the area to have security from Lebanon and the Golan Heights. Maybe. I'm not a politician.
Yeah, maybe that's a way. Let's go back to tourism. Do you think tourism can be a form of education or cultural vehicle for people to understand Israel?
Definitely, by all means, definitely. This is the main purpose of the profession of tour guide. We are storytellers. We are educate people. We bring them sometimes I take in groups to the Golan Heights and make a site and start talking about geology, how the Golan Heights were formed 2.5 million years ago. And you can explain everything. You can learn, you can teach, you can everything. Once I've been guiding a school class of children in the age of 10 and 11. So when you take children, you read them songs and you make them sing. You invent plays that they can educate themselves from it. The same as adult people. Adult people and young people like to hear stories. They want to hear about the flowers or the butterfly or geology or history. You smell the nature of the people that you guide, and you give them what they should get. This is education.
Yeah. I think it's a great privilege that you guys have as tour guides to encounter all sorts of people. I'm not talking about nationality, but also age, education, interests, passions, profiles. So you in this profession, you are exposed to so much that like people who work in offices, they cannot even imagine.
Once a person asked me, don't you get tired? I told him, I have the best profession ever. I'm going to a trip and they pay me for it.
Yeah, exactly.
But nevertheless, you find the people come to make a tour. They don't come to argue. They don't come to make bad things. They come with a good vibe. So you meet them on the good vibe.
Yes.
So mostly I found, I'm finding a good nature people, because this is the vibe that they come to make a trip.
Yes. Yeah, of course, because you are meeting people when they are off duty. They are having fun. They are there to enjoying themselves, because it's enough that when people are working 9 to 5 and they are tired of their emails, their boss, their colleagues, their dark and cold office. So when people are on holidays, I don't know, I say 98% of the time they are in a good mood unless something extraordinary happens. So you guys deal with individuals who are in good spirit. So that's a big privilege. What's the difference between walking into a place or learning about it from books or documentaries?
When you read a book, you can imagine. But when you are in the spot that it happens, you don't need to imagine. You can see it. You can actually feel the ground. If you sit on the ground, you will sit on the ground where Abraham walked on, where Jacob walked on, when Jesus walked on. This is the same ground. This is the same soil. You can touch the stone in this synagogue. You can touch the stone and understand and figure that this stone went up from the ground 1 million years ago. You can suddenly see stones that the magnetics in it, when it was lava stone, when it was lava that flowed all around the area, managed to magnet your compass in a different direction than the real north is now. So the compass will not tell you what is the north, it will tell you what is the east. Want to support the podcast? Okay.
That's me. That's not for you. That's for people. You can support. It's fine. You can also support.
I'm trying to with stories.
No, you are supporting in your own way. That's fine. Just for I can tell what is it. That's for people if they want to support this podcast. There are 2 ways. They can join the membership plans, and they can unlock special perks and benefits. Or if they want to contribute with some financial donations, they can use the chat box below.
Okay.
And there is a plus there. Let me go back to your duties of tour guide. Like in terms of, let's say, showing them the brutal truth. You already mentioned the nightlife, but more about let's say, the so-called apartheid, which is a complete bullshit. How do you just present them the facts, like that everyone is coexisting in a harmonious way, and it's not like how we are told by the media? Is there any place in Israel that is the best example of that?
I'm sometimes read from books. Okay, sometimes I draw on a board. Sometimes I I give them a song to hear from a JBL speaker. So I use a variety of aids that can help me to bring them to understand this situation of this site they are in right now. So just, a tour guide is kind of an actor and kind of a professor and kind of a teacher and kind of a singer and kind of yeah.
You need to be very well paid for that, huh? It's a lot of jobs.
That's it. I don't get paid for it. If I wanted to be rich, I wouldn't become a tour guide. Okay.
That's for sure. That's for sure. It's more
But
about some of those professions that you do it for love and for
yeah, I
passion.
just
No?
love to do it. I just love to do it.
In terms of journalists, like, is there anything that we would like them to understand better about Israel and stop reporting in the news?
I like them to be more, I don't know how to say it, more balanced.
Yes.
Okay. I like them to report about things that happen, not things as they think it should be happened.
Yeah.
When you are a reporter and you make an opinion, it's not a reporter. You cannot make a documentary film with one opinion because this is not documentary.
Yeah.
And that's it. I want them to be a reporter of the
It's
truth.
propaganda. No,
Yeah,
what you are saying is it's
exactly.
totally propaganda. And when they say, well, Israel did not allow any journalists in Gaza, there were plenty of them. Like every, I don't know, out of 5 Gazans, at least 2 were journalists. So why would they
Yeah,
need more? They were
exactly.
not. But, no, they were dressing with
Exactly.
this press vest that they ordered from Amazon. So why do we need more journalists there? Everyone was a journalist in Gaza. It's
95%
incredible.
of the 95% of the journalists that got killed in Gaza were Hamas people.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't forget that even doctors broke their oath. Broke their oath. There was one doctor who was injecting air to the vein of one hostage and killed her. Okay, the doctors are not doctors. They break their oath.
Yeah, they're criminals. That's what they are. They are
That's it.
criminals.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a disgrace. Where were you in the October 7?
I was in my house, in my home. My son was abroad. My wife was with me. My daughter were home, and another son was in Herzliya. And after it, my son came back to Israel and joined the forces to defend the people in Israel. And he fought there for 8 months. And I was joined the forces in the northern part of Israel, and I kept guarding on my kibbutz. I was joined the forces here, the emergency squad, and we lived here. That's it.
And did you ever feel that you guys could be next because you are near the border? There could
It
be
was
some.
pure luck, or it was a miracle that Hezbollah didn't join the Hamas. They waited for 24 hours, and it gave the army a chance to organize in order to protect the northern part of Israel.
Yeah. One thing that I find weird is that Gaza, it's always on the news, or the Gazan border, and I'm not talking about now the Western media and this, but in general. But the northern border is often overlooked. Like, people don't really talk about it a lot. I think it's always Gaza, Gazan border, and not the north. Why is so neglected?
The Hezbollah had more patient. So if the Hamas from Gaza always shooting rockets, like in 2018, every week were a few rockets that came from Gaza and got shot on Israel. Every week were at least two rockets that got shot from Gaza to Israel. But in Lebanon, since 2006, the second Lebanon war was kind of quiet because the Hezbollah collected his rockets and his war method, and it just waited, and that's it. In Gaza, they have all the time this like dripping of rockets, and in Lebanon, when it happens like big time.
Yeah, it's a different pace. Yeah. Okay, so now that we come to the end of this conversation, if there is someone interested in visiting Israel, but they are, let's say, they are not sure because they see a lot of things on the news. They have safety concerns. So, and they also fear that their friends, their family members are going to say bad words about visiting Israel. How would you encourage them to pack, get on the plane, and visit Israel? How would you sell the travel?
I cannot comfort you very much because it's very complicated situation. I want them to come. I cannot assure them that nothing is going to happen, but I think that now it's a quiet time for a few months. I want to believe, and if things will escalate, they will still have the time to go on a plane and go back home. And it happens. It happens on the October 7th. People ran out. They had something like 2 weeks to go back home. Now, I know it's not really comfortable. It's not really comfort. It's not calm. It's not calm. But I think that eventually, for the regular citizen or the regular tourist that come here, he will have the time to run away from here.
Yeah, that's very realistic. I'm actually, I don't know if I told you, I'm coming over next month just for a few days, but I'm coming over for 5-6 days. I can't wait. It has been, now it's not a lot of time. It's been, 8 months without being in Israel. I look forward, and it's my birthday. So the first time I'm going to celebrate my birthday in Israel ever.
Great.
So
I'm waiting for you.
yeah. We organize something for sure. Yaniv, it was a great pleasure having you here after all these years. Let's stay in touch. I think there are plenty of things that we can work on together. So thank you very much for taking your time. I'll never forget that encounter in 2018. It was safe. I will bring it to the grave.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
For the viewers, if this conversation did anything, I hope it reminded you that Israel isn't only something you read about, it's something you walk here and encounter. Conversations like this one with Yaniv Safrai exist because stories change when you meet people, when you meet the people who live them. So if you found value in this conversation, please subscribe, leave a comment, and help us keep these conversations alive. And maybe one day, don't just watch another podcast about Israel. Come and visit the country, see it yourself with your own eyes. See it, and build your own story. Exactly.
I'm waiting
Have
for
a good
you.
evening. Yeah.
You too.
We'll see each other soon. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.